Yo, what's up, people of YouTube? Jones Crocs here, and I'm here to talk to you guys about Wrestlemania 28. Booyah! So basically, this is the once-in-a-lifetime Wrestlemania. The main event I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to save for last. So first, I'm going to talk to you guys about the match that I'm a little about. Like, I don't think it's going to be that great of a match, considering there's no big rivalries in it. So I'm gonna show you guys pictures of, the matches, who's fighting, and then I'll talk about them, right? So there's the first one, and the one that I think's gonna be the least entertaining, and it's the Divas tag team match, and it's Maria Menounos with Kelly against Eve Torres and Beth Phoenix. The reason why I say this is not going to be interesting is not... How should I say this? No, I'm not going to say it that way. Basically, what I don't think about it is there's no rivalries here. I mean, the only thing that we could see is Beth Phoenix being angry at the fact that Maria pinned her at Tribute to the Troops. That's it. Well, you could also add, Kelly being angry at Eve for using people to rise in career-wise. But there's just no real rivalries here. I just don't think that it's going to be that entertaining because there's no drama involved. If there's no drama involved, then it's not... I don't know. But, I honestly am going to say Beth Phoenix herself is going to win this match. I'm not saying Beth Phoenix and Eve because Beth Phoenix is just Beth Phoenix. She thinks for herself. That's why she wins. That's why she's still the Divas champion. Because she thinks of herself. I mean, I know it's bad to be selfish, but I mean, come on. She's proven herself time after time. She's the best. That's why she's the champion. And besides, she's coming in with this notion that she needs to beat Maria to show her off. So, there's that. I don't know. I just don't see this one as interesting. But, obviously the girls are going to be fun to watch, right? So the next match is... And I'm not saying that it's not interesting. It's just that it's so new that it's not as big. And it's Kane versus Randy Orton. Now this match is interesting. It's not going to be like full dramatic and stuff because the drama didn't start till like a couple weeks ago. But basically what it is that Kane went on, the prompter, and said that there was a real reason why he was doing this to Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton thought it was about hate, because that's how Kane reacted to John Cena. And he said, well, I embrace hate, so I don't see why he's attacking me. And then Kane explained that it wasn't the hate factor, it's the fact that he showed a side of, his human side at a match that they had last year. And Randy Orton won, and Kane gave him a handshake out of respect, and he felt that made him human. And since he's a big red monster, he doesn't like to feel human, so he feels like that's a moment of weakness, that's a sign of weakness, and he wants to get that out of his mind because he's supposedly been watching this over and over and over and over again. Whatever. So I mean, it's gonna be an intense fight, but there's not a lot of drama in it. Now, for this fight, I honestly don't have a specific winner. I have to give this one a 50-50, considering the fact that, Randy Orton has been taking down Kane, even though they haven't had a real match. He's been RKOing Kane. But Kane has a strength size, he's actually pretty strong, and he's taller than Randy Orton. Plus, he's versatile, considering he copies his brother's technique, his brother's moves. So I don't know. Like I see this as an iffy, 50-50. But either one, whoever wins is gonna be fine with me. In all honesty, I like them both. The next match in WrestleMania that I'm looking that's down there is the Cody Rhodes there and Big Show. Now this actually has been going on for quite some time, and the reason why I'm putting this one here is not because it's less intense than the other one. It's just that it's for the Intercontinental Championship, and that's not like a championship that people even pay that much attention to. But basically, Cody Rhodes has been taunting and teasing Big Show for the past three months, I think, 3 months, about Big Show's embarrassing and sad WrestleMania record. How the Big Show proved himself worthy over and over again, like in SmackDown and Raw. But when it comes to the big stage, the biggest stage in the WWE, he chokes basically. And at a certain point, Big Show comes out when Cody Rhodes is about to show another moment, and Big Show's like, no, come back, because Cody Rhodes runs away. He's like, no, come back. I just want to watch it with you. I'm like good buddies, right? And then Cody Rhodes starts to come down and then backs away again. And then Teddy Long comes in. And he's like, Big Show, you got your match. Cody Rhodes, you're gonna be facing the Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 28. And I was like, okay, wasn't expecting that. But I mean, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna go with the Big Show in here because obviously the Big Show's gonna get that good record now. He's gonna get a 4 victories with 8 losses, and he's also trying to prove that he's the biggest athlete in the world. So obviously, I mean, it doesn't matter what his record is at WrestleMania. He still kicks ass. And Cody Rhodes is gonna go in. Oh, whoa! Big Show's got this many losses at WrestleMania. He's the reverse Undertaker, as he calls him. I'm totally gonna win. So he's gonna be overconfident, and I see that's actually a bad thing in most cases, to be overconfident. So I see Big Show winning this one. How? I don't. I'm more looking forward to the knockout punch, the right knockout. Why? Because I mean, choke slam. The bad thing is that Cody Rhodes is very agile. So being the fact that the choke slam, he has to grab him and lift him up. Like, I don't know. I just see Cody Rhodes kind of countering that. But then again, we'll just have to wait till WrestleMania, right? The next match I want to talk about is a little less interesting than that one, but it's for a bigger title. And it's the Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. Woo! Now, what happened here is that Sheamus won the Royal Rumble. At Elimination Chamber, Daniel Bryan came out on top, and I actually do not agree with that. And Sheamus showed up and did a brand new move, for Sheamus, a brand new move to prove, to say, I'm challenging you for WrestleMania 28. When he did that, I was like, Daniel Bryan, you just lost that title. The reason why I say this, I'm actually on Sheamus on this one. I'm already gonna say it straight up. Why? Because I hate Daniel Bryan, considering the fact how he got his title, and how he's kept it this long. And I know it's all a show, but come on, it's messed up. Big Show won the World Heavyweight Championship at TLC again, over Mark Henry. Mark Henry was mad about losing his title, so he knocked out the Big Show with the chair. Daniel Bryan comes in, cashes in Money in the Bank contract to take it away. Why am I so pissed off about this? People do this all the time. Because the Big Show was the one pushing Daniel Bryan to get the World Heavyweight Championship from Mark Henry. So it's a little messed up to stab him in the back. And then the matches that he had, every match that he had after that, except for Elimination Chamber, it's always been because he runs away or disqualification, or the one match where he was going against Big Show and he got AJ hurt. And the match ended because we had a innocent bystander. I just think Daniel Bryan doesn't deserve this. And in the Elimination Chamber, he only took out one person. One person. Big Show took out the Great Khali. Wade Barrett took out Big Show after Cody Rhodes knocked him out. And then, who else was in there? Santino took both Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett, and he pinned them both. Santino, come on! If even Santino can do it, and then even Santino lasted, but of course since Daniel Bryan doesn't even like to pin anybody, he tried to do the submission maneuver, and obviously Santino's gonna tap out because obviously he doesn't have the strength to break out of that. So that's how Daniel Bryan won. But I think it's a cheap shot because even Santino, who I personally at that moment thought was one of the worst ones going in, did more. He took out two guys, two big guys, and he actually pinned them. So next match that's very interesting is for the WWE Championship, and it's Mr. CM Punk, best in the world, versus Chris Jericho, which I pretty much you kind of see that. Chris Jericho, the best in the world. They both call themselves the best in the world. That's why I'm saying it that way. This match, I don't know, like the drama in it is just fucked up. It happened when Chris Jericho first came back. Everybody was all happy. Y2J, Y2J. I was actually excited too because Chris Jericho's from the old era, the one that I used to watch before I got back into it. So like I was very excited. And then he challenges CM Punk. Like he's not like, oh, we gotta do a match right now. No, he was like saying CM Punk copied him, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. And then he's been saying CM Punk's a liar and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, take it easy. And then he has kept going off about he's gonna beat CM Punk at WrestleMania. And then as soon as he got his match, he was even more more into it. And it started getting very, very iffy. Like I just didn't appreciate what it was. Like I liked Chris Jericho before, and I liked it when he came back. So why the change? He was all like, well, your father is an alcoholic. And then he pulls off. He apologizes. I got to do air quotes because he didn't really. And he says, oh, I'm not going to talk about your father again. And he's like, but your sister, who's a drug addict. And I was like, what? Chris, no. You don't do that. Just, why? I mean, literally, it was upsetting for me. Like, I was devastated. To be quite honest with you, I was devastated because those are personal matters that you just shouldn't be bringing in like that. You shouldn't. And then I don't know, like he said something else, but I can't remember right now. It was something about when CM Punk was born, but I don't actually remember this. But yeah, it was about something about CM Punk's birth, which again is still a personal matter. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm actually gonna go with CM Punk on this, unless he lets his anger get to his head. Because when you let the anger get in your head, you start thinking. You stop thinking straight, and you don't strategize. When you don't strategize, you lose. So, as long as CM Punk keeps his head in the game, he stays focused, he could actually come out on this on top. And that, and even if he doesn't, Chris Jericho's not going to come out of there walking like if nothing happened. It's not going to be an easy fight at all. The next match I want to talk about, which is actually, in my opinion, the third best that's going to be going on in here, is because the rivalry is so crazy. And it's this one. Team Teddy versus Team Johnny. Woo! I gotta say right now, I'm a Team Teddy. Because I hate John Laurinaitis. His attitude, Let me start with how this all started. Basically, John Laurinaitis was commenting on how he was a better GM than Teddy Long. And how he brought excitement to the matches. He brought class. He brought all this good stuff. And it was all fake, obviously. It was all in his head. And how Teddy wasn't doing anything. And then one day, he comes out and is like, I deserve to be the GM of both shows. And I was like, whoa, 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 take it easy, bro. Take it easy. It's called Raw versus SmackDown. You can't just be GM of both. So, and this came out to Robert, and Teddy was like, no, I deserve to be the GM of both. And I was like, you tell him, Teddy. You tell him. Because the first one that brings it up is always the bad guy, right? And then, the council kind of did an exchange to where Teddy would take over Raw for one day, and John would take over SmackDown for one night. And kind of see which one would do a better job. Like, they were evaluating them. And at the end of that week, they came out and said, okay, well, you're gonna have a 6-on-6, a 12-man tag team match at WrestleMania 28. Whoever is victorious can become the GM of both shows. And I was like, okay, this is actually sounded very interesting. And they started picking teams. Of course, they both picked their captains, which obviously it's their assistants. So John Laurinaitis has David Otunga, and then Teddy got Santino, who is a United States champion. I gotta bring that up. And then obviously John Laurinaitis came out not that long afterwards and said, I got Mark Henry. And then, Teddy responded, I got Kofi Kingston. I was like, this is the way to go. And then he pulls out an R-Truth. And, John Laurinaitis had already pulled out Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. So he had 4 on 3, excuse me. And then what happened after that is Christian came back to the show. And he came into, both managers are on stage. And he's like, I'm going to choose one of you two, but you both got to beg me to be in your team. And then Teddy's like, player, I'm not going to beg for you. And all this stuff. I'm not going to give you your one more match. I'm tired of your attitude. And I was like, you tell him straight up, Teddy. And John Laurinaitis is like, you know what? Join my team, and when I win, I will give you one more match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I was like, you're losing it, John. You're losing it. And Teddy responded, so it was like 5-on-3. Teddy responded when Zack Ryder showed him that he did a rally at Raw Super Show. Was it Ross? Yeah, it was Raw Super Show, and he had like this fan base outside. It was all like, let Zack Ryder join Team Teddy. It was like cheering for him. And he showed it to Teddy at SmackDown to kind of show that he wants to be, he deserves to be. He brings out a mascot and everything, and Teddy's like, I don't know if this is enough because the whole Eve and you and Eve issue. And then he pulls out the Great Khali out of nowhere. He's like, come on, man. And the Great Khali's like, woo, woo, woo. Like, the Great Khali's in too. And then he's like, well, you're both in, player. And I was like, well, okay, you're getting a steady team here. And then I was looking at the pros and cons here. Team Johnny had the power. He had raw muscle, but they were all independent except for Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, and even they have their quarrels. So it wasn't like they were all selfish. They're all selfish. Team Teddy, on the other hand, they're team players. They work together and they're more agile. So they have that advantage. What happened next is, I actually found out about this not that long ago. Apparently, CM Punk hurt Christian's neck. I don't know what happened because I actually wasn't able to watch it. But apparently he hurt Christian's neck, and Christian was unable to fight. But before this, The Miz had joined Team Johnny. He was like, The Miz is with me. So The Miz actually got his match at WrestleMania 28. And of course, Team Teddy responded with Booker T. What? Man, son, you just got a good team in there. And of course, Team Johnny responded later on saying that since Christian can't fight, he put in the one person that Teddy fired like 3 times. Drew McIntyre, which I actually see him being the weak point right now. He is the weak point of Team Johnny. Now the strategies here is that they're all selfish. They're all selfish people. if they don't work together, they're not gonna save each other. If they don't save each other, they're gonna lose their team. Team Teddy, on the other hand, they all work together. They're all can join by fate, right? And you actually got a tag team in there. You got Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Zack Ryder got the Great Khali in, which means the Great Khali will do anything in his power to save Zack Ryder. And they're all except for the Great Khali, they're all agile. They're all flexible. They can all do these fancy moves. The other ones just have raw muscle. You can. It's easy to take them down, except with these guys. The Booker T has experience. He's got the most experience out of everybody in this ring. I'm just saying, Booker T has the most experience, so he's obviously going to take some people down. And he's going to do his little break dance. I can't wait to see that. Next match I want to talk about, which is one of the most exciting ones in there, the second one for me at least, and it's this one. Let's see if it clears up well enough for you to see. Yeah, it's Undertaker versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. I see that as a problem too, and I explain why. Shawn Michaels is Triple H's best friend, right? Now, while there is a quarrel between both of them, they're still best friends. So I kind of see how this vision. Triple H goes for the cover. Whoa, chill out. Of course, the Undertaker's gonna break out. I have to see the extra faster. As an example, like it's just gonna go like really fast. When it goes to the Undertaker, he's probably like cover. This is all speculation, though. I mean, maybe Shawn Michaels is mad at Triple H, and I'll do it like this for the Undertaker when he goes for the cover, and like this for Triple H. I don't know. Like, this is just a whole mess, to be quite frankly. This whole matchup has been a whole mess since the very beginning. Undertaker comes back, challenges Triple H to WrestleMania. Triple H denies. Shawn Michaels comes in. Triple H, man, you gotta take this fight. This is your destiny, man. You gotta do it. Denies. He's like, no. Undertaker comes back. Triple H. WrestleMania 28. I'm telling you. Of course, he's gonna say, the Undertaker doesn't speak words like that. Triple H, like, denies. Before he leaves, Undertaker, you are a coward. Shawn Michaels was always better than you anyways. And you know that if he couldn't beat me, neither can you. Triple H. Hold on there, boy. Comes back in the ring. You want a match at WrestleMania 28? You got it. Drama starts. It had already started. This just made it worse. Triple H accepted the fight after being compared to his best friend. What happens next? Shawn Michaels come back. He's like, oh, so you only agree to a match after you hear I'm better than you. What kind of friendship is that? Are you just that jealous? Whoa, son. Triple H is like, it wasn't that he said you were better than me. It's just that I'm tired of people saying you can't do stuff. I'm doing this for the both of us. And I was like, okay, so you're defending yourself pretty well here, but we all know exactly what happened. You did this because you were pissed. Shawn Michaels like, okay, I thought we had a problem here. And instead of that, he was pissed. And he left the ring. What happened next? All three of them in a ring. Shawn Michaels comes out first. His first little dance, HBK. His song comes out, everybody's like, woo! And he goes on the ring. He's like, WrestleMania 28, Hell in a Cell. Triple H for the Undertaker. The end of an era. And what's everybody talking about? Special guest referee, HBK. And he talks about how he's Mr. WrestleMania and all this nonsense. Well, he's not nonsense. It's actually true. And he starts talking about this, right? And how, he's the center of attention, right? Undertaker comes in. Dramatic music, dramatic entrance and everything. He's like, Shawn, I've talked to you about this before. This match must be pure. No judging on who's gonna win already. Like, you shouldn't be planning ahead for this. He's like, so before you and your little buddy start making plans, and he stop because Triple H comes out, right? He comes out with his little music, his little water spraying stuff, and he comes in and he's like, Undertaker, don't worry about him, because as much as his ego, that's That's calling him out. His ego wants this to be about him. It's not. It's about me and you. And he used improper grammar there. I'm just saying. It's supposed to be you and me. But anyways, so he's like, it's always been about me and you. We've both been in the most Hell in a Cell matches since the beginning. So it's and here's the thing. Here's what I see. They have both together been in 19 out of the 24. This is the 20th if he achieves a victory for The Undertaker. He's got 19-0 right now. If he wins, he's going to be 20-0, which means that both of their combination of 20 WrestleMania, 20 Hell in a Cell matches, excuse me for making that mistake. I don't know, this is just a big thing. Like when I saw this, I was like, whoa, this could be the reason why he's going to win. I'm actually going for The Undertaker. I'm gonna say I freaking like Triple H. He's an awesome wrestler. But The Undertaker, he's The Undertaker. 19-0 at WrestleMania. Never lost. Their 20th combined Hell in a Cell matches. This is gonna be it. He's 19-0. I could see that 20-0. And I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be cheering. I'm going to have my little sign that says 20-0, 20-0. Except to see that happening. As much as it's not going to be an easy match, though. This is Hell in a Cell. Both of them have had some amazing matches in these things. Triple H has a better record, though. But it's known. And it was made famous by The Undertaker. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying, out there. I've actually seen comments on random YouTube videos and just people talking about in how Triple H is the one who deserves to end the streak. In my opinion, he's not. Out of the top of my head, I can't actually think of anyone besides his brother. And I'm gonna explain why. But I just don't see Triple H actually doing this. The reason why Kane deserves this more is because, hello, he's the brother. He doesn't have as great of a streak. He doesn't have that great of a record. I mean, he's got an okay record, but he's the brother. So obviously, he's gonna be the one taking over after The Undertaker leaves. So I think Kane deserves to end the streak more than anybody else. That's just off the top of my head. But I give this one to The Undertaker, 20-0, 20-0, 20-0. The last match, the most electrifying, once-in-a-lifetime match. The reason why I'm going to WrestleMania. Mr. Rise Above the Hate, John Cena, and The Rock. Yeah, now The Rock is actually why I'm going back to why I even got back into wrestling, the WWE. Because when he left, and so did Stone Cold, I was like, this just got boring. As much as I like The Undertaker, he just didn't grab my attention enough to stay. And a lot of other wrestlers, too. So, when I heard The Rock was coming back, WrestleMania 27, I was like, okay, I gotta watch WrestleMania 27 so I can see The Rock doing something. Even though he was just like the announcer and everything, like he was just the manager of it. But that's okay. And obviously, what he did at the end just showed that he still's got it. And he showed it at Survivor Series this year when he teamed up with John Cena against The Miz and R-Truth. He showed it. He still has it, and he does. He does. And I hate John Cena I just hate John Cena because the way he is, his attitude, his mindset. So I'm giving this one to The Rock just because I love The Rock more. And he's the reason why I got into wrestling in the first place, and the reason why I left, the reason why I came back. Boots to asses. I'm gonna have that. I'm just gonna say that. Boots to asses. John Cena's gonna lose. John Cena sucks. All that stuff like this, right? So I'm gonna give this one to The Rock just because The Rock's technically better. They both have about the same amount of experience, but due to the fact that The Rock was in the original era where everything was real, and people actually got hurt, you actually saw blood in places. Not like the current one, which people calling it now PG. I don't know why. But anyways, so I'm giving this to The Rock because The Rock is just better. I just like The Rock more, and he deserves to win because if they make him lose, they're gonna lose a lot of their fan base because The Rock is people's champion. His attack is called the people's elbow. So I don't know. I just don't see him losing. So those are all the matches. Obviously, there's not going to be any new information. But when WrestleMania 28 is over, I'm going to do a video about it, talking about who won. So this has been Source of Croxon. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Who are you going for in all these matches? Or if you're only interested in a few, let me know which matches you're interested in. Who do you think is going to win? But I want everybody to talk about The Rock versus John Cena. Who do you think is going to win? Who are you going? Who are you going for? And why? The Triple H versus Undertaker, and why? And if you're Team John or Team Teddy. Video responses are also welcome. So, catch you guys later. Peace.